Yo, what is happening, guys? It's Gamer18 here. Now, I really never thought I'd ever have to do a video like this, but I guess we ended up having to do it because this is the most stupidest thing ever. I mean, you hear stories all the time, people getting cancelled online on Twitter for having the wrong opinion, and you get the woke Twitter mob coming after you because they come after people from the Avengers all the time, because they didn't attend a Joe Biden fundraising event. If you know, you know. But just when we thought that gaming as a whole had been free from cancel culture, no, you're wrong. Because I've just found out, because I just happened to be, rummaging through the internet on a Sunday night, having a look at, Watch Dogs Legion, because some people were saying that it could be a bit of a flop, like the first Watch Dogs was, and Watch Dogs 2 wasn't that good, or wasn't as good as maybe promised, but better. But I look at Watch Dogs Legion, and the first thing that comes up is that Ubisoft have bent the knee to the political woke left agenda on Twitter, the Twitter mob, as we like to call them. Especially if you follow the likes of Geeks and Gamers, the Quartering, all those good people. And you should totally subscribe to them, by the way, because I am. But anyway, so I got a headline here from from PCGamesN.com. Now, I mean, the other gaming journalists have already reported on this. It has been reported on PC Gamer, it's been reported on Kotaku. But the headline reads, Ubisoft removing British journalist from Watch Dogs Legion over controversial remarks. Okay, so you reckon, what are these about? But anyway, Ubisoft has announced it will be removing a controversial journalist from the voice cast of Watch Dogs Legion. It is believed that the reporter in question is being replaced due to her controversial views on gender identity. I mean, come on. We're now at a point in society where if you happen to have the wrong views, you get cancelled. I mean, I honestly thought the gaming industry had escaped the whole cancel culture thing. It was bad enough when we had Anita Sarkeesian coming out and accusing, all these all these gaming companies and gamers of being sexists or whatever, and that some games like Tomb Raider sexualizes women. I'm just like, come on, man, they're just so daft. And especially how there was this whole thing when, 2 years ago, Anita Sarkeesian had apparently been involved in some of the development for Far Cry 5, I think it was. Oh, no, wait, it wasn't Far Cry 5, sorry, my bad. It was, what was it, Anthem, I think? But anyway, she's gone under the rug now, thank God. But no, it has come back. So some poor soul is being removed from Watch Dogs Legion just because she has the different opinion on gender identity, and then all the snowflakey left-wing, I can't even call them liberals anymore, because if you're liberal, you tolerate different opinions. They're just a bunch of soy boys, social justice rejects over someone's opinion on gender identity. It just blows my fucking mind. Now, I'm just going to carry on reading the article, but 2 in-game podcasts for which the journalists provided voiceovers for are being taken out of the game, because in a statement given to Kotaku, Ubisoft has stated the decision was made after some controversial views were brought to the publisher's attention, and then they were made aware of the controversial remarks from a journalist whose voiceover performance appears in 2 podcasts in Watch Dogs Legion. Ubisoft also said neither Ubisoft nor the game reflects this journalist's viewpoints. Okay, so that's just them providing some clarity, but that wasn't enough for the woke left idiots. They wanted to, as further as demand Ubisoft. Well, I don't know whether they actually demanded Ubisoft removed it on Facebook, on Twitter, but you can imagine, because it's Twitter, they probably did, because we all know what the Twitter mob are like. You say one thing that goes against the narrative, you literally get cancelled. But anyway, the podcasts in Legion were put together by an external producer, and although everyone in the cast was using a pre-approved script, it goes on saying that the studio understood that the collaboration may be seen as offensive. So they're removing it because it may be seen as offensive to a bunch of snowflakes on Twitter. Because apparently, being on Twitter means that you get to control everything. Or I don't even know what it is with Twitter anymore. I mean, also the contributions will be replaced in an upcoming update, and apparently background checks on partners will be reinforced in the future. So what does that mean? That little quote there, background checks on partners will be reinforced in the future. That to me tells me that in order to do any collaborations with Ubisoft, you need to make sure that you're not going to have any controversial opinions. It's like saying, but at least that's my interpretation of it. It's like saying, oh yeah, you can only work for us if you have certain opinions. I mean, I'm already disappointed at Ubisoft as it is because, they were doing okay for a few years because they gave out some decent games and they were on point to, probably be a better gaming publisher than the likes of Activision and EA Games. But, nope, they bent the knee. So, but you know what they say? You get woke, you go broke. That's it. The old saying, get woke, go broke. This is what's going to happen because if more people found out about this, right, they're not going to listen to us. They're not going to be wanting to play Watch Dogs Legion. But anyway, let's just carry on a bit because now the person in question is someone called Helen Lewis. I've never heard of her. She's a staff writer for some news outlet called the Atlantic, and her husband Jonathan Hayes is deputy editor for the very left-wing newspaper The Guardian. I mean, if you even read The Guardian, then what are you? And has publicly denounced, they've publicly denounced Ubisoft's decision on Twitter. Criticism around Lewis involvement began circulating on Twitter and Reset Era, people calling her a transphobe for her work on gender and trans people. Now, she's obviously come out and denied being labelled as such, and she wrote in the New Statesman that she believes trans women are women and trans men are men, but has concerns about self-ID and its impact on single-sex spaces. Now, this is what must have been so controversial. Now, I'm just going to break this down into like two bits. I mean, the concerns about the self-ID in single-sex spaces, I don't even know where to start with that. I can't make up my mind there, but trans women are women and trans men are men. Now, you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong here in the comment section, but as far as I'm concerned, saying that trans women are women and the same with trans men are men, so like, saying that vice versa, that's to me saying like, if you're a woman, like, you're a man, you say that you want to be a woman, that's like, and then obviously you're transitioning, that's saying that you are a woman, and then it's the same vice versa. Nothing controversial there. But it seems to be the bit that she has concerns about self-ID and its impact on single-sex spaces. That is her opinion, and apparently that's too offensive for the woke left-leaning lunatics. Now, I just want to set the record straight for all of my subscribers. I support, the whole LGBTQ plus community, and your right to, change your gender, whatever makes you happy, right? Because I'm all for it. But I'm all for different opinions. Obviously, I don't accept racism as well, just to point that out, because if I find out anyone's racist, you'll get it from me. But, so what? I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that particular statement, but obviously, if someone else gets offended by it, so what? Move on, yeah? You made a statement that you don't like, yeah? But let me just say something to all you woke progressives out there. Having a different opinion you don't like doesn't make it offensive. But what harm is saying that someone is concerned about the impact on single-sex spaces with trans people, right? What harm does it bring? It is just an opinion. Apart from the fact that it might just hurt your feelings on Twitter, okay? It's so fucking stupid. Now, I don't care if YouTube flagged this fucking video, right? But who gives a flying fuck, right? About someone's opinion? Because I don't. I mean, whatever happened to agree to disagree? Because these days, you can't even disagree with someone by saying, oh yeah, you're fucking racist or you're fucking transphobic. It is so fucking stupid, right? But anyway, there's something else. I mean, apparently, back in 2017, she published an op-ed, or however you fucking say that, with the Times, decrying the simplification of getting a gender change legally recognised in Britain. Because apparently, I mean, they probably got offended over this, because she also said, in quote, being a woman or a man is now entirely in your head, her piece reads. In this climate, who would challenge someone with a beard exposing their thingy in a woman's changing room? Right, okay, I could probably understand where some people are coming from, but come on, it's a statement. You didn't like it, move on, okay? A lot of people will tell you that. I mean, yeah, you might say, oh, I didn't like that. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, just get on with it. You don't like her opinion, you don't have to listen to her, you can just move on. And then apparently, the rest of this article or whatever just goes on about, I mean, the other bit, this one bit I'm looking at, like, one thing I'll agree with when it comes to, like, the trans stuff and all that. That a 2016 study from the National Centre of Transgender Equality, and then a 2018 study from the UCLA School of Law, both found that there's no causal link between non-discrimination laws and an increase in harassment or violence in public bathrooms, because there just hasn't been. So, I can agree with them on that, but, if some people have concerns, they have concerns. It doesn't mean that they're transphobic or ignorant, yeah? But then again, I mean, most people just be like, well, I'll just correct you there. This isn't actually the case. But then you get some idiots who are just like, oh my god, you're being an ignorant, transphobic little white supremacist, as they'll probably come out with or whatever, because, we can't even have a discussion. I mean, someone called Amira Hazenbush, the lead author on the study, said, this study provides evidence that the incidents of attacks on people in public restrooms are rare and unrelated to the non-discrimination law, so fair enough. And it's bad enough that Ubisoft itself has been going through corporate changes since the start of the summer, because of the whole wave of sexual harassment and misconduct accusations from staff past and present, right? Which has led to several executives writing and resigning even, and an internal investigation. So, yeah, Ubisoft, it seems after all this stuff that happens during the summer, it seems like now Ubisoft are just bending the knee. Excuse me. I just hope to God that we don't see other gaming publishers now starting to bend the knee to the woke mob. Because if that's the case, gaming is fucked. Because we'll end up seeing video games that are all based around identity politics and all that. I mean, God almighty. If this ends up being the case, then God help the gaming industry. Because it's bad enough in Hollywood. You get all these films coming out about, Black Lives Matter. Because there's even this Halloween film now coming out. Well, a Halloween film in the works or whatever it is. Based on Black Lives Matter. I mean, come on. People are sick of it, okay? Yeah? Like, everyone knows... the whole Black Lives Matter thing is just some, what was it? Because the leaders said that they were fucking trained Marxists. But anyway, I'm not even talking about Black Lives Matter here. What is to stop other gaming companies from bending the fucking knee to the woke mob? The only, EA will probably do it. I mean, mind you, they did that 2 years ago with Battlefield 5, didn't they? That if you said that there weren't disabled British women in the fighting in the Second World War, you were uneducated. I mean, my God. If this continues, and I was actually going to look forward to actually playing Watch Dogs Legion, right? But given that Ubisoft are bending the knee, I'm a little bit unsure now, because as I said earlier, get woke, go broke. I mean. It just annoys me now these days. I mean, everything is just about fucking politics, and it is so annoying. Because there are people out, I mean, politics is so fucking depressing, right? And identity politics is just the worst thing out there. And yet all these people want to go around claiming that identity politics is the key to fucking everything. It isn't. Look at fucking Hollywood, right? All these movies that literally cusp on identity politics do so bad at the fucking box office, right? Or, movies that are sequels to movies that, had wokeness in it, or, well, SJW bullshit and, identity politics in general, did so bad at the box office. Just look at Solo, because Solo lost money, quoting Geeks and Gamers there. Shout out to Jeremy Griggs, by the way. But, what's to stop it, right? So I don't know whether it's going to impact anything in the game, but I'm pretty sure there'll be some people who'll be like, well, why was she removed? Oh, because she had the wrong opinion. Yeah. But hopefully it doesn't affect Watch Dogs Legion too much, because Watch Dogs Legion looks so fucking good, right? I mean, I've seen loads of YouTubers. I mean, Hollow Point, I don't know if I can't remember if Merc Music did anything, but he's been having fun with it. There's plenty of people having fun with Watch Dogs Legion. I just hope this one incident of some controversial journalist doesn't spoil the rest of the game, because what's to stop them from, probably maybe being in identity politics into every fucking update? Because if that's the case, I'll be done with Watch Dogs Legion. I mean, I probably might end up getting it when my next paycheck comes in, because I'm just like that, and I actually wanted to get Watch Dogs Legion, and I'll play it, if the game's still good, it's good, but, if Ubisoft are going to start bending the knee, what's to say that Watch Dogs Legion doesn't start suffering the consequences of identity politics? I mean, I could rant on for hours, but otherwise the video would be too fucking long, so, anyways, if you enjoyed my little rant video, guys, be sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new already. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate it. Hopefully YouTube doesn't flag this video, even though I really do not care, because this had to be made, especially as I just saw this as of recording. It just boggles my mind. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Do you feel the